Well, Adam, we asked the question, do we need a big Hollywood star in Doctor Who? And the question has kind of been answered. Well, I don't know if we need a big Hollywood star, but they have now announced a big Hollywood star.
Right, a known name, right? It's not some yeah, it's not from West Enders or whatever soap opera over in the UK that we typically pull actors and actresses from. Um, it is a fairly well-known individual that was just announced for Doctor Who, or at least announced last week.
Yeah, so Neil Patrick Harris is going to be part of Doctor Who now, which I will admit was a complete surprise to me when I saw that pop up in my, I think I saw it first maybe on Instagram. I saw his face and it took me a second to realize what I was looking at because he's played a number of different roles.
Yeah.
And the first image release that they showed was kind of reminiscent of, what's the show? He did a show where he was the oh man, I'm blanking on the name of it now. I think it was like a remake kind of a Jim Carrey role.
Lemony Snicket's
Yes,
series of unfortunate events.
So at first I thought, oh wait, is this just like, they're doing another season of that or something? But then I saw that it was a Doctor Who thing, and I'm like, wait, what? Neil Patrick Harris is gonna be in Doctor Who? Like, it definitely took me by surprise. His name, if you had given me a guess, like guess 20 actors that you think might be in Doctor Who, I don't think he would have been in my top 20.
Oh, yeah, not at all. I think I'd have a hard time even coming up with 20 people that I think would actually have an opportunity or make sense to be pulled in. But Neil Patrick Harris, whatever list I would put together, his name would not be on there. Now reading some of the things, it's like, oh, he actually has familiarity with Davies. He's been a part of other productions that Davies has done. So it's like there is some connection, but there's not a connection that I would have made. In fact, when the announcement was made, right, if you were following along, if you were in it in the moment, they did the Heart plus Diamond. And at that point in time, so many other names, so many expectations just flooded social media. Neil Patrick Harris was not a part of any of them at all. I know that there was some slight disappointment when Neil Patrick Harris was then announced. But I'm pretty sure that very quickly faded away because everybody had that idea of, oh, here's another doctor. Oh, we're going to get, this is Eccleston's announcement. This is Smith's announcements. This is Capaldi's announcement, like something to that magnitude. And then it was like, oh, Neil Patrick Harris. Oh, Neil Patrick Harris. At least that was the journey I went on.
So the biggest name that's been in Doctor Who yet, you think? Would you say there's been bigger from maybe
Ooh.
Think of it from an American viewer
perspective? Oh yeah.
So I know it's different maybe for American viewers than it is for people in the UK, as far as like big names, like actors that are huge to them or not necessarily to us, and kind of vice versa. But as an American viewer, do you think this is the biggest name that's been attached to Doctor Who in the modern era?
Oh, that's really hard because the other name that immediately comes to mind is Alan Cummings, right? Like that was the other name that was mentioned, that it was like
John Hurt
or John
well,
or John Hurt, right?
Rival it. Alan Cummings, I feel like I don't think he's as much of a household name as Neil Patrick Harris, right? Ooh. Because of the breadth of Neil Patrick Harris's career. Like he was big, he was really known for Doogie Howser and kind of as a child actor, then kind of went on to, have a bit of a resurgence with How I Met Your Mother. And I mean, that show was a huge sitcom. I mean, everybody knew that cast.
Right.
And then he kind of, a bit of a movie career kind of spawned from that for him. And I was literally just watching a movie last night that I didn't even know he was in. It was that movie where Nick Cage plays Nick Cage.
Okay. Yes.
Ads for that.
Yep.
And Neil Patrick Harris plays his agent in that movie. And it's a very small role. He's only in a handful of scenes, but I was like, oh yeah, here he is again. Like he kind of just pops up in movies. And I wouldn't say he's not an A-list star per se, where he's going to be headlining a big blockbuster movie. That's not really what he does in Hollywood. but he is just a known face. Like
Yeah.
he hosts the Oscars or does some big musical number in some award show, or he's a notable guest on Jimmy Fallon. Like he's just one of those guys that just shows up in a lot of places. He's fun to watch. People tend to like him in general. And I would say in my estimation, the most notable name actor that we've had from an American viewer perspective in Doctor Who.
I can definitely get on board with that. I have a hard time claiming that though. But Neil Patrick Harris, like the breadth of talent that he possesses, you named acting credits, definitely musical credits. He has also published, written and published children's books. The Magical Misfits, my daughter was like, those were some of her first chapter books that she read were Magical Misfits. Really solid, enjoyable, fun books. He has a board game along the same line of Magical Misfits. So it's like he not only has his acting credits, he also spans like a much wider genre of entertainment, of ways that he captures his audience. His audiobooks are solid. Like you can listen to his voice reading you a book for hours. Anyways, so adding that to his acting credits, maybe he is one of the biggest names out of the US to show up in Doctor Who in recent memory. There's definitely a fighting chance to win that discussion. It's not an argument, just a discussion.
Yeah. Let's look at the official announcement. I always find the wording of these official announcements interesting. So headline: Neil Patrick Harris joins Doctor Who. Emmy and Tony Award winning actor and comedian Neil Patrick Harris joins the cast of Doctor Who. Neil Patrick Harris, American star of stage and screen, has joined the cast of Doctor Who and is currently filming scenes set to air in 2023 as part of the show's 60th anniversary. Russell T Davies, showrunner, said, "It's my huge honor to open our studio doors for the mighty Neil Patrick Harris. But who? Why? What is he playing? You'll just have to wait. But I promise you, the stuff we're shooting now is off the scale. Doctor, beware."
Oh, there you go.